And the last component of checkpoint 2 on the microscope is how you go about creating a wet mount microscope slide. So on this, you'll follow the instructions below on how you go about creating a slide. And the specimen that you're going to do this slide on is going to be your own hair. So you'll have to pluck a piece of hair out. If your hair is really long, you'll probably want to trim it down a little bit because you're only, and I would suggest strongly that you look at the root. But you'll create the wet mount slide, and then the evidence that I need to show that you have done this is you will actually have to get some photographs of the slide. You'll actually get 4 different photographs for this component. You'll actually get a photograph of the entire wet mount, and then you'll magnify using low power and get a photograph, medium power, high power. On an example that I did with my own hair, I created the slide so you can see here is my wet mount. So it's the slide, the cover slip. You can barely see my hair. That would be somewhere in this area of the slide. And then I magnified it, and what I used when I got the photograph, I used a microscope camera. You also use it. I'll show you how to use it. Or a lot of you are very good at using your own phone. Phones work best for doing this, either iPhone or Samsung. Samsungs actually are better to do this. So here's a photograph of my hair, magnified to the low power objective, and you can see this is the root with the hair shaft. Then I switched to medium power. I kept it in the same spot. So here again is the root, different angle of it right here with the hair shaft. This little black line is the pointer that you find in the ocular lens or eyepiece. And then finally I magnified, and this is the one we really want to get to, is high power so I can see detail. So you can see here in this picture of the shaft, I can see the different scaling of my hair. And here's a close-up of the root end of my hair. And again, you can see that pointer arrow that's actually in the eyepiece of the microscope. So your job will be to get these different, get these different photographs. You will insert them as a picture into the different um, spots here. Make sure they go into these empty cells that I have on this table, because that'll keep them where they belong, just like I showed you in my example here. They fit perfectly. They don't blow up the page because these were large images, and I can easily see what you achieved. If you're using your cell phone to do this, to take pictures, you will have to email those pictures to your computer. So you email them to your student account, and then you save them back onto your computer so that you can do the insert picture as we've done before. That would be the last thing you have done for checkpoint 2. So you have completed the microscope rules sign off, the labeling of the 2 different scopes where you dragged the labels to the part. You've colored and photographed that diagram, and then this wet mount slide. Now this will also show you when we do the wet mount slide how we're going to do labs and what groups you will belong to and what day you will do labs. I'll talk more about that in detail when we get to class.